was called to Cooley in 1933, 4.
Just to start out, I was called to Cooley in 1933.
I was called to Cooley in 1934 on strike duty with the National Guard from Salisbury.
And
And
tell us what happened.
and we were here several days and kept the mills running while other mills were closed down.
Could you tell us what your duties were?
Uh, uh, we were deployed around the mill and at all gates and throughout the village, and we were only called out once when a convoy came in and we escorted it over the county line.
Now, I want you to start again and tell us all of that just together and explain what the convoy was. All right, just started. Came to Cooley.
And could you tell us that you're from Company C and your commanding officer and how many troops there were?
Good.
I forgot all of them.
So you can just start again.
I was called to Cooley on strike duty with the Company C of 105th Engineers of Salisbury, North Carolina in 1934. We were deployed around the mill company and at all gates and throughout the village. We were
What was your duty?
We were here to keep the mills running when all the other mills, cotton mills, were closed down. And we were only called out one time when a convoy of workers from other cities came through, and we had to escort them out over the county line.
How did tell us about that convoy coming in, just what it looked like, who was in it, and how you felt about doing that.
Well, they were mill workers from other cities and villages, from other mills, and here to get our mill to close down. That's all.
How did you feel about doing that?
We had to do it. National Guard, we had to do what we was told.
Now, how were those people armed?
I didn't know that they was armed. We didn't let them get out of their vehicles. We just turned them around and headed back for the county line.
Was there any resistance on their part?
No resistance at all.
Now, we were told that a lot of them were armed with picker sticks.
They could have had them in the automobile, but we never did let them get out of the automobile.
Could you start off and say, well, they may have been armed, but...
They may have been armed, but they didn't get out of the automobiles, and we didn't have a chance to see it.
What size was your unit?
I'll say 165 men.
And what was your duty?
I was a machine gunner on the main gate.
Could you describe where the gun was and what you did?
We had a machine gun on each side of the main gate, and regular infantrymen on the other gates.
And how long were you here?
We were here several days. I don't remember. It's maybe 2 or 3 weeks.
And did you get to know any of the people here?
Oh yes, I was raised within 7 or 8 miles of here.
Sorry, could you start off and again, just say, I was raised within 7 or 8 miles of here?
You mean start the whole thing over
Yeah,
again?
yeah.
Well, I gotta go.
Oh, no, just, go ahead, just that. Just start, I was raised.
In regards to knowing people in
I was raised within 15 miles of Coolman and knew many of the people here. In fact, I had relatives here working in the mill.
How did they feel about your being here on the National Guard? Were they on strike?
Yeah, well, they appreciated it. They were for us. They wanted to work.
Now, could you tell about meeting your wife here?
I met my wife here a few months after the strike was over. I was working at that time in a restaurant and running a lunch wagon through the mill after the strike was over. And I have been living here just about ever since.
Now, what was the feeling about the union when you were here?
Well, everybody was for the union, and I reckon.
But how did they feel about your coming in if they were all for the union? That's what
Oh.
I'm trying to figure out.
I really don't know.
Now,
It might have been that they got the union after. I remember where the union hall was, but I don't remember much about it because it really didn't interest me.
now, did you get any special training for this work?
No, just regular military, just military training is all.
Now, we've seen a lot of newsreels, of the National Guardsmen on different places, and we noticed that a lot of them have the bayonets on the end of the rifles.
Yeah.
Could you just describe what kind of bayonet training you had and why that might be?
We had hand-to-hand combat training with bayonets and regular infantry training, along with bridge building and mine laying. That's about it.
Were you ever called out on any other strike duty?
No.
This was the only time.
Yeah.
Okay, Judy, any other?
Yeah. Could you tell us where you slept during the time that you were doing your strike duty?
We had our barracks set up on the second story of the company store. And then we had a guard tent down between the company store and the mill for any prisoners we picked up.
Did you arrest any people?
I think yeah, but I know it was a few.
Just say, I know there was a few arrested.
I know there was a few arrested, but I don't know what they were arrested for.
And did you work with the company guards?
No, the company didn't have any guards.
Were there fences around the mills at that
Oh
time?
yeah.
Could you just say there were fences around, but no guards?
Yeah, there were high fences around the mill, but no guards except the National Guard.
What about the foreman? Did the supervisors and foremen work with you?
They were all in the mill. We were on the outside.
you own company property?
Yeah, mill company property.
Do you recall the supervisors coming out and talking with you?
No, they might have talked with the officers. They didn't talk with us.
So that was.
I wonder, if you recall, if you were right up on top of the mill? That's where you had your gun?
No, it's at the mill gate where the people go in the gate to work.
What did people say to you, the strikers?
They didn't get close enough to talk to us. And there wasn't no strikers in Coolman. They was all wanting to work.
I just wonder if you could quickly describe to me what it was like to come here with the whole company C and the orders that they gave you.
Also mention how old you were at the time.
I was probably 32 or 33 years old.
How old are you now?
I see, I'm 76. I probably messed up on that.
Well, let's see.
No, that's right, because I wasn't even married. I was probably in the early 20s. Yeah, I hadn't been finished school, but I finished school in 32.
So you're just after you finished school?
Yeah.
Just start off and just said, well, I was just out of school,
I was just out of school, and when I was called up for guard duty.
Just one more thing. How much did you get paid and why did you join the Guard?
I joined the Guard because there wasn't any jobs, and it did pay, let's see, I think about, if I remember correctly, about $20 to $25 every 3 months. We got a check every 3 months. I told you one day out here, every month, but it's every 3 months, every quarter.
And just say that again and say how much that money meant to you at that time, because right now it's not going to sound like much.
At that time, everything was cheap, and that money meant a lot to us then when we wasn't working. And after the strike was over, I got a job with the restaurant and started running a lunch wagon through the mill.
And how long did you stay with the Guards?
I was in it up till they went into World War II. Probably maybe 5 or 6 years, I guess.
Did you stay with the same unit?
Yeah. Yeah.
So were you in the Guards with any people who were in the mill?
No, I don't think so. No. No, I was from Spencer, and I was with Salisbury National Guard. I don't remember anybody from Coolman being in the Guard at that time.
Okay, a final question. What do you remember about, what's your clearest memory about that time and being in the Guards and being on the strike?
You lost me.
Do you have any, just flash in your mind pictures of that time, what would they be?
Well, we was all very busy. The mill was running full time, and everything was running smooth.
Did people from the town come out and talk with you and fraternize with you and so
Oh
forth?
yeah, and when we were off duty, they'd talk with us, and
Well, when I was in the Army, say I was in Montgomery, people would have you out to dinner, they'd come by and bring you things, all that kind of thing, to show that they were glad to have you there. Did that kind of thing happen?
No, we were on duty all the time, right around the mill there.
Did you have maneuvers around the mill?
Yeah.
Judy, I think we're through.
Okay.
Okay.
The other one, Jamie.
Yeah, it's the other
Excuse me,
one.
can I finish a shot a specific way? Thank you.
Okay. Give me a long hold on that when you come back. Okay, Ron? Sir, if you could just say, well now, this is the picture of us when we first got married, and then below is a picture when we're having our 50th anniversary. And I don't want to see anything on the left, Jamie. None of the picture on the left. All right, sir?
Okay. This is a picture of when we were married, and the lower picture is of our 50th anniversary.
Okay. Jamie, once again, I want to see the two, and then down to the smaller picture. That, hold it. And now go down to the lower picture and see if we can hold that. Okay. Can we come any closer to that? Huh. We can cut to that, sure.
Did you, when your wife met you, were you wearing, she met you when you were on the guard wearing a uniform and all?
No, I don't think she probably saw me when I was on guard, but she didn't know me. I didn't meet her till after it was over.
Did she work in the mill too?
She worked in the mill, yeah.